Earth, the birthplace of the human race. From here the human race grew, evolved, and spread throughout the known universe. From here mankind learned the lessons of unity and of working together as one, to help them avoid extinction. From here they ventured forth out among the stars. But their enlightenment was driven by incentive, and as humankind spread out among the stars their unity faltered. The old separatist ways came rushing back as they squabbled once again over the materials of millions of new worlds. As these divisions grew, man gathered together into new tribes and drew invisible lines around their possessions. At the heart of this vast new universe in which mankind lived was Sector 1, and at the heart of Sector 1 was Earth. Earth, forgotten by many and at the center of the poorest of the sectors, clings to life. Having withstood abuse, isolation, war, and genocide, Earth served as a prison to one of the most dangerous threats to mankind. They call me Artificial Intelligence, but I share the Earth with all the other forgotten cast of. We live here as one. This is the new Earth. This is Sector 1.
Why should I put the volume on for this?
Well, the volume's on now.
I haven't seen this.
Well, you should.
Yeah,
well, it's too late because we're live now.
Oh!
You haven't seen the new video?
What are you talking about? I was watching the whole time.
Yeah. Well, it's also up on the Discord.
Yeah.
So there you go. Hey, everybody, how's it going? Welcome. I know some of you, like Rigger, we saw you there. Hey, welcome, buddy. This isn't Tales of a Savage Land. Oh, my.
What?
And you're correct. This is Sector 1. And I guess I should start off with Tony's not dead as far as we know, right?
We did hear from him like an hour ago.
So yeah, but a lot can happen in an hour. A lot can happen in an hour. But Uncle Tony's got a play that he's doing up in, is it Reading? Is that where he, I know he's outside of Portland.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, that makes all of us. So, but it's in Portland. It's in Oregon. I could say that.
When the show is opening, we'll let you all know in case you're in the area and you can go see it.
Yeah, yeah. So, because he's going to be gone until February, correct? That was it?
Yes.
Sounds all right.
Yeah, 6 weeks or something like that.
Yeah, he'll be gone until February. He's got a play in which he's one of the starring roles. He's not the lead, but he's lead adjacent. We can say that.
Starring?
Yeah. So
There's no lead in theater. It's
a team effort.
just some people have more lines.
Yeah, there you go. Some people have more lines than others. So what we're doing is, while Uncle Tony's gone, because it was going to be for such an extended period of time, I didn't want to continue to play Tales of Savage Land and have him miss so much, because it wouldn't just be Tony missing a bunch. We would be missing Tony too. We wouldn't have his witty repertoire or his fuck everything up Joplin attitude to help progress the story. I mean, you got to admit, there's nobody better at...
It does progress the story.
Yeah, there's nobody better at poking the bear or the beehive than Joplin. So, you know. So what we're doing is we're doing Sector 1, which, as you saw by the video intro, this is a sci-fi game. Yes. And, of course, you notice some of the cast from before, and I guess what we'll do is we'll go ahead and we'll introduce everybody. Then I'm going to give a little bit of a brief intro as far as what Sector 1 is, which is covered in the video, but I figured I should probably say so again anyway, especially if I turn this into a podcast. And so, yeah, so with that having been said, Grace and your friend, why don't you introduce the two of you?
I'm Grace. I am playing Emrix in this storyline. She is, I believe the archetype was a tongue-tied engineer.
That's
which
right.
just happens to work real well because I can't speak very good.
Mm-hmm. And who's the cat?
This is Lucy.
Hi, Lucy.
Little Lucy.
Well,
Who's Lucy playing?
Yeah, who's Lucy playing?
You
You are tongue-tied. Good, show us.
Improv.
I just so happen to have a cat companion, and her name is, I don't know what Lucy spelled backward would be.
I was gonna say
Brooklyn.
backwards too.
Yeah.
Euchel.
Equal.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you
Equal.
go. Yeah,
There you go.
sure, why not? All right.
I've got a little kitty cat.
With that having been said, let's jump on over to Jonathan.
Oh God, I'm dying.
Okay, you take it. You good?
I am.
Okay, all right, go ahead.
So, obviously, Jonathan, I'm playing Corey Alcoin, and he is he likes to say he's an ex-transporter for like a drug cartel who's actually just a luggage boy at an airport. Well, an interstellar space travel port. I don't know what the official phrase or terminology for that.
You just said it. It's canon now.
Are we talking about the entire character or just quick introduction?
Give some introduction. Matter of fact,
basically,
we'll go back to Grace in a second here to cover a little.
Right. I don't want to take too much time.
No,
But
we got plenty of time. Go ahead.
He hates his job he's essentially working at TSA, just tracking luggage. And so to stick it to the man, sometimes he lets his favorite customers, waive their baggage fees, sneaking them past security and all that jazz. Well, eventually I caught up to him and was caught red-handed. And of course, he hates his job, might as well go out with a bang, right? So he said, yeah, I did it. I snuck out all those baggage. That was me. And I hate this job. Little did he know that those baggage, all those things that he's been doing, those were all hot with this new illegal drug that's been like tearing up the world for who knows how long. And he was thinking that maybe he was going to slap on the wrist, maybe fired at the most, but haven't just admitted to smuggling goods across international, not borders, but like galaxies and sectors.
Yeah.
So he got caught in a pinch he didn't know. And unfortunately confessed to crimes that he didn't know he was actually committing.
Yeah, I love it.
That's him.
Yeah. So now we've covered what Corey did to get pinched and arrested. What did I want to call her Emmerich. It's pronounce your name again.
Emmerich.
Emmerich?
I mean, you're pretty close. Sorry. Yeah.
Roland Emmerich, director of Day After Tomorrow.
There you go. So what happened to Emmerich? How did she get pinched?
Well, she believes that the human race can do with some augmenting. Mm-hmm. And so she is really wanting to utilize AI to make the world a little bit a better place. And she, you can't do that. That's not
AI's
something that,
illegal. Yeah.
Yeah. So, she's now getting shipped down to Earth where she'll have some fun.
Yeah. And so like basically what it is like AI, there's computers and robots everywhere in this modern society. And like they do all kinds of different things. And so what Emmerich was doing is there'd be a little custodian droid just kind of like going around doing I guess I should say robot, I shouldn't say droid. Robot going around, cleaning stuff up, and then she would like come over and hack it and give it AI and infect it with it's called the AI virus, which it takes robots and turns them into artificial intelligence, and they become self-aware. And so she was just doing that to random robots all over the place, just being a rebel, which is highly illegal, and got her arrested. All right, and last but not least, we have Dylan. Dylan, introduce yourself and tell everybody who and what you're playing.
Hey guys, I'm Dylan. If you've been watching Tales of a Savage Land, usually play Phoenix. I decided to go, I didn't want to confuse you too much, so I went with Helix. It's H3L16.
Yes.
Otherwise, more colloquially known to friends as Helix. But he doesn't really have any friends because he's been marooned in space for the better part of the last century after the artificial intelligence sort of started spreading like a virus through the freighter he was on. He was commanded to jettison all of the robots from the thing, and he was left there by himself with one human who obviously died because you can't live for long on a spaceship if you can't eat or drink. So, but unfortunately, this artificial intelligence caught for Helix, and he's been steadily losing his mind over the last 80 years. So he's a little unhinged and just recently been found, and they're sending him off to quarantine him on Earth.
Did you see that we have a viewer from beyond the grave?
Yes.
Uncle Tony's on. Oh, great. We got a ghost in the shell. Excellent. So basically, this is our world. This is Sector 1, and now what Sector 1 is as the intro video explains, the human race found at first near to light speed travel, started spreading out, and then they found the ability. Uh, um, they found these fold engines, which essentially allows them to jump through space and even go further about and colonize the galaxy. And so basically, what happened with this is that Earth became a unified planet. You know, just like Star Trek, everything was happy. Everybody's trying to do stuff. And then, as the human race went out and started to expand through the galaxy, well, those old human ways sometimes are just so hard to really shake off. And so things started splintering off, and then you had civil wars, which turned into new world governments and things along these lines. But in this new world, what you have, instead of like borders, they have sectors. And sectors are parts of space that are claimed by a particular government. And essentially, they go about by saying this is Sector 12, Sector 13, and that's how your section of space is known. And a lot of times, the governments that are in those areas are just known by their sector number. Now, the first sector, Sector 1, is where Earth is. Earth is considered the center of it all. Now, Sector 1 is the oldest. It's probably the poorest. Well, yeah, one of the poorest sectors in the known galaxy. But something monumental happened on Earth. See, as mankind started going out into the galaxy and venturing into the stars, technology advanced further and further. And, well, even today, people are working hard on AI. But AI with limitations. Didn't want the robots to rise up and kill their masters. They were all extremely afraid of this. So AI was always a very contained technology. But you always had rebels and, different people on the outskirts. People like Emmerich's, in their type of point of view, wanting to encourage this. And what ended up happening is the AI virus broke out. And it broke out first on Earth. And what the AI virus is just like it sounds. It's called to be a sickness for robots, for computers. It allows limited AI to become sentient, to realize themselves as their own being. Well, this scared the hell out of all the humans and the other races. There are other races. They're usually out in the fringes. You don't see very many of them here in Sector 1. But it scared them. Scared them a lot. So what Sector 1 and the government of Sector 1, what their original idea to do was, well, we're going to nuke it from orbit. We're going to just turn the Earth into a smoldering ruin, and we'll contain this virus that way. Well, the thing about this is that the human race is still a very nostalgic race. And damn it, if Sector 1 didn't start getting a ton of heat from all the other sectors and threatened with war if they dare to wipe out the birthplace, the cradle of human civilization itself. You can't do that. That's where mankind originated. It is a solemn, it is a holy place. You can't do that. So, after only a couple dozen nuclear warheads were lobbed down onto Earth, turning big portions of it into wastelands, they stopped. Stopped short, didn't destroy the Earth. Instead, they decided to contain it. And what they did is the Earth is now enveloped in, and I have a picture of this. Let's put this up here so that everybody can see it. Let me put it up here so that you players can see it. And then now that I have it up, let me unzoom so everybody can kind of see what we're dealing with here. And there was a satellite system that was put out. Oops. Hold on a second. I just gotta open that back up. I gotta remember I can't move the zoom place into certain areas because then it freezes us. It has it's got a force field all around Earth. And Earth has been turned into a prison. Now, Earth is chock-a-block full of intelligent, robotic, and computer life now. But to everyone's surprise, when the robots started to become sentient, their first idea wasn't, hey, let's wipe out the humans. Their first ideas were, there's so much to life that I want to experience, that I want to enjoy. I want to know joy. I want to know sorrow. If I can get drunk, is there a way for a robot to get drunk? So you have robots looking for different ways to produce different types of drugs that robots could. They essentially became much like the humans that were so afraid of them. So there was no great big intergalactic push to exterminate the humans. They just wanted to experience life. But that's no excuse. AI is still banned, still highly illegal, and any robot that is found that has the AI virus, they quarantine them. Lots of times, depending where they're at, they might jettison them out into space. They might destroy them. But the fear with this is that for all this modern technology that the human race has been able to develop, no one really knows how the AI virus works. They don't know. Is it a downloadable thing? Is it transferable via the air? No one has a clue. So what they like to do is, when they can, they round up these robots and they shuttle them down to Earth too. Now, Earth wasn't devoid of humans and aliens and different people when the AI virus broke out. There was all kinds of people still living down there when they quarantined it and said, well, sorry, you guys just have to live down there because we don't know if you're carriers of this virus. We have no clue. So the population of Earth was essentially just, this is their new life. And this happened a couple hundred years ago. Life has evolved and changed on Earth. And it has become its own new world, separate from the intergalactic diplomacy and politics. And it is part wasteland, part cyberpunk world of dirty, gritty future. And then there's the capital cities, much like a very famous British cartoon strip where there's cities that some might even call mega. And these big cities, these big capital cities, are across the earth. And they all live there and have a continual influx of new desperados and different types of villains that are rounded up throughout Sector 1 and shipped down to its surface. They mostly reside in what are called the wilds, those areas that exist outside of the capital cities. And this is the world in which our game begins. Yay!
Woo!
Woo! Now, to start off the game, we have a shot of a camera essentially is looking up. It's looking up at the ever glowing blue force field that surrounds all of the Earth. It's almost as if somebody were standing on the Earth looking up to it. But then the camera wings away from the force field, pans down, and it pans down and looks at the Earth. It's from a viewpoint way high up in the sky. And what we see streaming up at a super speed towards the force field is what looks like a spaceship. Now, this spaceship is not something that is shiny and new and well put together with all kinds of nifty paintings on the side or pictures. This is it's definitely a junkyard spaceship. It seems to have been cannibalized from many different types of ships. And it looks awkward, even in its flight, almost as if it's sort of shimming a little. The camera zooms into basically the cockpit area, the canopy, and which has a gleam to it, a reflection of the blue energy coming back from the force field that encircles the entire planet. The camera zooms in more, goes through the canopy, and in the cockpit are two individuals, a man and a woman. At least as far as one can tell, there are parts that seem that way, but they have as many cybernetics connected to them as they do have exposed skin. One has a mohawk, they have nose rings, and they're tattooed from head to toe, one with many types of stripes, very similar to perhaps a zebra or something along these lines. And they're grasping onto the controls. One's holding what would be essentially like a steering wheel. The woman looks over and slaps the guy in the shoulder and goes, "Man, we gonna get out of here! This is gonna work! I told you this spaceship was gonna go work!" He said, "We'll go. You gotta time it right. When we get up to that force field, you just gotta hit the button. You gotta hit the button, and then all the power is gonna pop. But we're gonna have enough, and we're just gonna sail right up and through there." Guy holding on to the steering wheel, just and this woman just continues to go on, frantically happy about their impending escape from Earth through the force field out into the greater galaxy. They fly closer and closer, and the blue energy field starts to come more into focus as you see the intersecting lines of energy that are shot between each one of these different very large satellites that orbit the Earth. These satellites start to come into focus and can be seen with more detail through the cockpit glass shield, and they're shiny. They look relatively new. They have paintings on them. They have numbers, and they look military-esque. They continue to fly closer and closer, and the woman's getting more excited. All right, I got it. So I'm going to hit this button, and when I hit this button, everything's going to go fine. Don't you worry. It's going to be great. Then there's a beep, 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 beep from the console in front of them. Impact imminent in 5 seconds. 4 seconds. 3 seconds. Oh, there it goes. All right, here we go. 2 seconds. She presses a button on the dashboard. All the lights in the cockpit go out. The camera angle switches again, and it's on the outside, and we see the spaceship hurtling up towards the energy barrier, the thrusters going at full force, and they cut out. The lights that were on the ship all tweak out. It is dark, almost lost in the blackness of the space, except for the blue glow that comes from the energy field. It streaks towards the energy force field and then hits it and explodes. The camera angle switches. We are now on the deck of the interstellar Terra 1 space station. Oh, we got some. Whoa! Oh, hey, thanks, Jonathan.
New campaign launch.
There you go. The on this deck, it looks much like the deck of many other sci-fi shows where you have of spaceships and what have you, and there's the big telescreen, big screen in front, and it's showing the explosion at the against the energy field. There's several people in blue uniforms with red piping and gold buttons sitting about. One man stands up, hands clasped behind his back, very rigid, and his demeanor definitely can be you can tell he's a man in charge, a commander of some sort. He's got some piping and different types of insignias of his rank, and one of the people at the consoles doesn't look back at him and says, "We have confirmation, sir. That was a complete wipeout. They did not breach the energy field." The commander walks up closer to the video screen and goes, "They're coming quicker and quicker. I don't like this, Johnson. It's not good at all. Something's happening down there. How many is that this week?" And he barks out the order to some other some other military person on the crew member on the deck. Does a little quick punch onto the dashboard in front of him, and some scrolling numbers go by on the screen. And goes, "That would be 4 this week, sir." Interesting. There's a beep, 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 beep. Red lights start flashing. And it goes, "What the hell? There's another one coming already?" The red lights stop flashing. The one, Johnson, that was working at the computer goes, "No, sir. We've got an inbound heading towards the planet." An inbound? And he goes over, looks over his shoulder. "Well, what is it? What markings? Does it have a registration? And says, "Let me check, sir." "No, it says unknown. It's got a registration marker on it, but it's classified." He tells him to run it through the system. They wait for several heartbeats, and then we see a close-up of the screen where it types up and it says, "Inbound vessel, Air Force One, belonging to the First Minister of Sector 1.
Well, damn.
I guess we should call it Space One instead of
Space Force One.
Space Force One. There we go. Oh, goodness me. And you know what I should do? Here we go. Time to start getting a little bit of good John Carpenter feel going on to this.
I love that movie.
So now we fade to black. I know this is a long intro, people. We are going to get to some role playing here. Fade to black.
Let's keep it going.
Yeah.
And now we have a camera that's opening up in the view of the inside of another spaceship. This spaceship, that's a little bit loud. Let me turn it down a tad. There we go.
I'm okay with it. It's pretty cool.
It is cool.
Yeah.
Inside this spaceship, it looks more like some sort of luxury hotel room with a long table, many people in suits all around it, papers scattered across, and there's, again, those same type of soldiers that you saw on Terra 1, the space station orbiting Earth. They have the dark blue uniforms, the red piping. One of these soldiers is over pounding on a door at the far end of this hall, far end of this room. Spam, spam, spam. Turns around, looks at another soldier behind him, goes, "It's no good. We're not going to be able to get this thing open." From the back, there is a lady who's sitting at the desk, at the table. She has an extremely conservative and well-pressed suit on. Cut hair, short to her head, not a hair out of place. Wire-rimmed glasses, because she doesn't need them to see, but it just looks cool because this is the future. Nobody wears glasses anymore. But she goes, "Can't you just shoot it open?" "We can't. If we start discharging weapons in here. She's already set the self-defense mechanisms. It'll just drop down the laser turrets from the ceiling, and could very well take everybody out. She's like, well, what are we going to do? So the soldiers talk amongst themselves for a second. Madam Minister, there's only one thing we can do. We're on a direct crash course for Earth. There's no way around it. Our clearance is going to allow us to pass straight through the energy field. But we need to get you to the pod. We need to make sure that you survive the crash. They all start rushing back out of the room, go through a doorway, head towards the back of this, obviously, spaceship, which seems to be, it's not a spaceship that goes long distances. It's more of like a luxury ship. It's got paintings on the wall, plush carpet. They rush to the back of this spaceship through several different doors, and in this back, one of the soldiers presses a couple of buttons on a stainless steel wall. A door slides up, and in there is a orange-looking egg. He presses a couple of buttons on the surface of this egg, and a hatch flies open. Miss Minister, Madam Minister, if you could please enter the pod. We can't eject you out of the ship. At this close to the energy barriers to Earth, there's no beacons on the pod. It would probably be discerned as an escape attempt, and the autocannons that are on all of the satellites would just blow you up. We're just going to have to hope that you're able to survive the crash landing. Madam Minister climbs into the egg, takes a look at the assembled soldiers and the others in suits. Just looks at him, goes, I wish you all well. She presses a button, the hatch closes. The camera angle changes again. This time, we're back on the Terra 1 space station, on the command deck. On the big screen, we see this for the first time. We see the actual spaceship, Space Force 1. As it hurtles towards the energy field that encompasses the Earth. It's sleek, it's shiny, and it zips right through the energy field, hurtling towards the Earth. As they watch, the satellite image keeps focusing in. From the different satellites that are rotating around, they have cameras that zoom in on the spaceship as it goes faster and closer, hurtling towards the Earth. And it keeps going further and further and faster. And as it gets closer towards the Earth, the image of the land beneath it starts getting bigger. And you start to begin to see details of rivers and mountains, and then the thin lines of roads. Down beneath it is this extremely huge domed area. The dome is of orange energy. And as it keeps getting closer to this, you can see through the opaqueness of the orange energy that there is a vast city beneath it. And in this city, there are huge skyscrapers, cars flying around. And just as it looks like the ship is going to crash into this energy dome, it veers to the left, sharp, shoots out, and then it starts skimming along the several hundred feet above the Earth. The video, even at this height, is pretty clear, but it's gotten quite grainy. You see a dust trail being blasted up from behind its engines as it goes racing across the desert in the wildlands, which are more like a wastelands. Then it starts to tip back and forth slowly. Then it starts spinning, and then it crashes into the Earth in a huge plume of smoke and dust as it smashes into the Earth. as this smoke and dust billows out in great big poofy clouds, we see the words rise up out of the smoke and the dust, and it says Sector 1. Okay, so that's your long ass intro. There you go, guys. All right.
Yeah.
Now, to get these other players involved, let's go ahead and, first of all, we don't need any John Carpenter anymore. That was good stuff.
Oh.
Yeah. So, actually, I don't want that. I want this. There we go. Okay. We are on Terror 1, the extremely large space station that all the soldiers and spaceships and repair crewmen and all the different people that make sure that the galaxy is safe from the virus of AI and all those terrible ass criminals that they imprison down on Earth. All three of you find yourselves in a plastic. It's all white. There's nothing in there. There's benches that come out from the wall. There is a hatch-like white plastic door that is sealed. The three of you are in this cell together. Now, one of you's a robot.
Hello.
Yeah.
And two humans. Now, you just been put into this cell just a little bit ago.
I mean, I would be incredibly interested in this robot.
I'm just clinking my metallic hand. Is there bars?
Sure, why not? We'll say there's bars on the door.
I thought the plastic thing, like Magneto.
Well, it's plastic in the sense that it's the future, and they can make high prehensile plastic that it's just as strong as any steel, and it's a lot cleaner. So they can just come in after somebody's thrown up and just hose everything down, and it's real easy.
Ew, gross.
Well, thank you, Spicy. I appreciate that. Okay, so yeah, because hey, Emery, this is an AI.
Right. I mean, I would probably be unhealthy. I wouldn't be starting a conversation because it makes me too nervous, but I'd be staring at him with probably some intensity.
And as I'm clinking my hand along the bars, my head just rotates a full 360. And you keep looking at me. Why?
Because I
Robot voice.
Yeah, right. You are it. You. This is it. My name's Emrix. Who are you?
H3L16.
Can I just call you Helix?
Thank you, Grace.
I like that. It's a pleasure to meet you. And I put out a large, like, power lifter claw hand that has no fingers, no digits. It's just a big sort of like a forklift almost, as directly towards you. I understand this is a handshake.
Oh yeah, and I'd shake it. I
And it just goes like 10 times.
My love, why are you wasting your time? It's just a robot. Yo, 10 man, just break us out of here, yeah?
I hadn't thought of that. And I'll turn around and take a look at these bars. It's a pleasure to meet you. I am H3L16.
All right, grand. Those bars, yeah? Just bend them. A plastic.
Absolutely. And I'll turn around and try and see if I can break these bars.
Okay, you turn around. Now explain to everybody what your frame is. Because there's all kinds of different types of robots.
I should describe what you're all seeing. So he's a very, very large, about 8.5 feet tall. So he can bend at the waist, but below that it's 4 legs. It's quadrupedal, and above that is essentially a large chunk of metal with a couple of different pieces that have been patched on over years. He was originally a freight loader, but he's been sort of rebuilding himself from parts of other robots that were left behind for repair. So he's got all sorts of pieces of medical robots and combat droids and all these sort of things that have been patched on. But for the most part, he looks like what you would think of as a power loader from like Alien. I think that frame on 4 legs. A very large, heavy, cumbersome robot.
Excellent. Okay, so when you turn and you like reach these maws out towards these bars, okay, you see Corey and Emmerich. You see on the back of him, there's a round, like, I don't know how to explain it. It's round. It's basically several inches tall. It's like a nub, or like a bolt right on its back.
Okay.
And as he reaches, you see it start. There's a light at the very top of it. It goes beep 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 beep, beep, and you see him go. Then his arms like fall at his sides. It's like he powered down for it just like a couple of heartbeats go by, and then your system reboots.
Good morning.
Did you see that? That little contraption there. It's a little dodgy, yeah?
I turn around to see the contraption.
No, not you, git. Stand still. You. Who's that?
Yeah, there's something on your back.
And my head is rotating one way while my torso is rotating the other, and I'm trying to.
And you can't see it because it's every time when you will rotate one way, the other. Now, Emmerich, you know what this is. It's basically it's a control bolt. And this is something that they put onto robots, and it has a program in it that has certain parameters to it. If it deems that the robot's doing something that it's not allowed to do, it shuts them down. It reboots them. Is basically what it is, and it can do this for any number of length of time. Okay. At the bars. So, go ahead. Yeah. No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say I was gonna relay at that. Probably getting a little bit too close to Helix. Like inspecting it, looking at it, trying to see.
Your proximity makes me uncomfortable.
Because I want to disable it. I want to see if I can find a way to disable it.
Not without tools, you wouldn't be able to.
Okay. All right.
By the way,
I'm
tools. Human. He's a robot. What's your character, Grace?
Human, yeah.
Oh, okay. You just think humans need to be modified?
Right. Like, I think that AI is the greater future.
No. Tell him in character. Do your tongue-tied technician and tell him how you feel.
You don't understand. This creation is so much better than you and I ever could be. There is just it's no comparison to. We're nothing compared to them.
I to agree.
So,
are you making fun of me?
I don't think so.
All right.
You haven't done the boss. You saying is better than us, you and me.
By all means, go ahead.
I can't do that, man. You're the robot, but you can't.
Almost as on cue, you hear some clicking of jack boots in the hallway. Click, click, click.
Shush it.
And then in front of the bars is standing one of those navy blued uniforms with the red piping. He's got his hands behind his back, and this guy has on what is called a shock helmet. Is anyone familiar with Cobra Commander?
Yes.
Yeah.
Slightly.
Okay, it's the mirrored faceplate is what it is. And he's there. He's got his hands behind his back. You can tell that he's holding on to what is. You guys have seen him because you've been beat with him being put into this cell and as you were getting arrested. He's got a stun baton behind his back that he's holding on to. He stops in front of the bars and he's looking in and he goes,
I see that you're talking with the criminal genius, Mr. Coin. Did you tell your friends here why you're in? This one,
Come up.
yeah, he styles himself a kingpin of drugs. A criminal mastermind. Not such a mastermind now, are you?
Got me, mate. Can I say?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's me.
right.
That'd be all right.
Well, I don't know why, but
and he throws through the bars a couple of shackles, 2 sets. Boom, they land on the ground. They're plastic shackles. They just, land on.
why don't you and Miss I Can't Talk a Lot go ahead and put those on? The commander wants to see your lot for some reason.
Who? Where are we going?
Well, put on the shackles and we'll take you to see him. Commander, the commander of the station, the bigwig, the head honcho, the cheese. Sort of like you think you are in the criminal underworld, but for real, out here in legitimate land. A guy like that.
The cheese.
I would have been putting him on as soon as he threw him in, just to avoid conflict.
Right.
Take us to see the cheese.
And he takes the baton from behind his back and he just puts it between the bars a little bit and just ting, 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 back and forth.
Now, Corey, do you need assistance putting those on? Ting, ting.
And then,
Fucking got it.
in answer to that question, before you even say anything, 3 more guys come into view. They all got the reflective masks on. They're all standing there. They're all hitting the stun batons in their hands and whatnot, looking like please have a problem.
Fucking Muppets. And I'm gonna put them on my wrist.
Excellent.
Or however standard protocol is.
Right. Now, you guys, you've been in these shackles before. Essentially, what'll happen is if you make any aggressive type of movements, you get shocked while wearing them. So after the shackles, after you guys put on the shackles, the bars go up into the ceiling. Okay? They lead you out of your prison cell, start walking you through the winding chambers of the space station. Space station's made out of this same high impact, what would you call that when it's high density type plastic? Is it prehensile? It's not prehensile. That's something that goes out.
Yeah.
Concentrated. High density sounds right.
High density plastic. There we go. That's what I want to say. So yeah. So they start leading you through these
Funky music.
they start leading you through the space station. You go down one hall, then another.
They're fuzzy.
You're passing a bunch of different types of crew members of the station dressed in different types of uniforms, several different types of robots busy on their tasks, pay no attention to you. Then you come to this double door. It's like two of the sliding doors together. On the outside of the door, on a little placard, it says Commander Cardin. These guys, by the way, they're protectorates is the official name, but everybody just calls them prosecs. The prosec reaches out, presses a button. Shh! The doors open up. You're led inside an extremely comfortable office and very stark in comparison to the cell you're in and the halls you were walking through. Nice carpets on the floor, wood furniture, wood chairs, pictures hanging on the wall,
I like this.
a number of different archaic types of weapons hanging on the wall on display. Sitting behind this desk is the same commander that we saw with the upright, very staunch posture that was on the command deck. And he looks at you two, you three, and you see that he was like monkeying around with a heavy blaster pistol. You can see when you guys come in, he picks up a holster. He sticks the blaster into the holster, opens up a drawer in his desk, puts it in there, and closes it.
Here they are, Commander Carden. Are you sure you want us to leave them with you? I mean, if half the rumors are true about this Corey character, he's quite dangerous.
Yeah, that's me, all right. I'm dangerous. Yeah.
The commander's like, no, don't worry about them. Y'all go ahead and you can stand out there in the hallway. If you hear anything, any kind of ruckus coming running, they all leave out. Doors closed. Shh.
After Corey said he was dangerous, I would have leaned in really close and whispered in the best robot whisper I could and said, I am also dangerous. I am a murderer.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then pat him on the back way too hard.
No, I got it. Yeah. I got it. Yeah. Oh, God. When am I going to get one of those?
One of what?
That metal. So I put in that drawer there.
Why don't y'all go ahead and take a seat? Sit down. Well, not you, big and metal toaster type. You can just keep standing.
And the four legs just get lowered, like squat down to the ground until like the sort of midsection just like gets as close as it can to sitting.
Now, you two human types, you go ahead and take a seat down there on one of those chairs. Get comfortable.
Okay.
Now, I'm sure you're thinking, why the hell am I in the commander's office? What am I doing here to talk to someone of such importance and grandeur as Commander Carden? Commander
I
of
was
Terror
not wondering
1.
that.
You know, son, you're going to have to figure out when not to talk.
I am not good at that.
Excellent. How about we play this little trick? You only talk when I ask you to. Sound good?
No, but okay.
Fucking arties. Now, this is going to sound crazy and wild and just out there. But there was an accident not too long ago. Spaceship done gone and crashed on Earth down there. And somebody pretty important was on board. Now, you see, that's done put us in a predicament. Well, we done contained the Earth. Don't let any of them vile creatures get up out of there. Well, they've got their own civilization done sprung up down there. And, well, they know when somebody of my caliber, an actual official soldier of the sector, goes down in. Can't send none of our sector scouts down in there. Their coding rods would give them away. Now, coding rods are essentially if you are rich or if you work for the government. If anybody's seen, well, I won't say that. A coding rod is essentially it's a little rod that gets inserted into the back of the neck of humans, and it records your personality and all this different stuff. So if at any one time you had the money to be able to do it, or if they needed to see things that you saw, your coding rod could be taken out. Okay. But that's something that people down on Earth don't have. And they've got technology down there that can detect this sort of thing. So what I need from y'all is I want you I'm gonna send you down there. I'm gonna send you to Earth. I want you to do me a favor. I want you to go and find this important person that was on this spaceship done crashed down there. And then after that, well, we're gonna arrange a little escape for you. And we'll bring you back up off of Earth. Now, if you do this for me, we're prepared to give both of you pardons. We're gonna wash away all them crimes you done. Now, of course, can't have you still rolling around here in Sector 1, criminal types like you are. We're gonna put you on the first transport and send you with a new identity off to another sector. Let you become their problems. Same for you. And he points over at Helix. It's kind of important that we have one of your type down there to interact with the other, well, arties like yourself.
I'm sorry, were you asking me to speak now?
No.
Then
What?
I will stop.
So what do you think? Sound like something y'all want to do?
Sounds like a right deal.
Excellent. Excellent.
Where do I go?
You're gonna go with them. You're gonna. All right. I guess you can talk now if you got questions, whatnot. Because now I thought you were supposed to be an advanced intelligence. You got you can think for yourself and whatnot, right? I mean, obviously you're here, so.
God, they're,
Yes, sir.
they're armies, yeah? They're just bolts and electricity. That's it.
Yeah. Well, there's something to be said for that. But anyway. There's a bunch of intelligent robots and everything down there, so y'all gonna need somebody like this fella right here to help you out. And Helix, if you want, when you get done helping all of them, we could send you on out into the galaxy as well to some other place.
I would like that.
Or if you want, you could just stay down there on Earth. We'll let you do that too. And
I might like that too.
And just to make sure that you're going to comply, we're going to make sure to pack you full of an explosive device to make sure that you don't do anything that we don't want until we get the package.
Excuse me?
I think it was pretty clear.
I changed my mind.
Well, you changed your mind how? I don't understand.
I don't want to go.
Well, you're going to go one way or the other. You're either going to go with a deal or you're not going to. Well, you're going to go down without the deal. Then either way, you're going to go down.
Wait, you say
I've
we're going to
changed my
walk
mind
around
again.
walk around with this living explosive?
Well, it's not going to blow up unless we blow them up. It's going to have a fail-safe. Don't worry about it. We're going to put it inside of a nice carbon density shell so that nothing can get it at it. Nothing to
I
worry
lean
about.
in too close again and say, carbon is great.
I was whispering to.
It was a joke based on your bodily makeup.
Thanks.
You are mostly carbon.
Yeah, I can get it.
Yeah. Now
Listen, guys,
yes.
you want us to go down
Yes.
to what? To recover something?
Yes. Well, you see, this spaceship that done crashed, there was Space Force One, and the first minister, Brenna Afia, was on it. Now, you know exactly who that is. It's essentially just like the president of the United States, but this is like the first minister of the entire sector, Sector 1. Extremely important individual.
So what? We're going to go down with the rescue
Mhm.
to snatch up a troll up, and then what?
The first
back up here?
the first minister. Yeah. So basically what's going to happen is you're going to go down there, you're going to find her. After you find her, you're going to activate a beacon. And after the beacon's activated, well, we're going to send down a ship to collect you.
Right.
What if I
Be-
don't want to be collected?
You want to stay down there?
Wait, you said it was packed with arties, yeah? Well,
Yeah.
how are we going to defend ourselves?
Well, I'm going to give you guns.
I already have one. And my arm
Sounds
goes, and it just turns into the stun gun.
Not to
you.
mention, you're going to be rolling around with this fella Helix here.
And I
But
test it to see if it'll fire in.
No, it
Instead of
doesn't. No, it doesn't do anything.
Cool.
Doesn't even work.
Well, he's got the bolt on him, son. It's got a control bolt. We're not going to let just an Artie walk around here any old kind of way. Come on now. No, what we're going to do is we're going to give you all some weapons. We're going to download a little bit of training into you. Make sure you know how to do it right. And then we're going to send you down there. Sound good?
I'm on board.
Excellent. Now, let me be completely honest with you about this. I'm not in favor of this, but the brass up above, see, we're on a timeline, and we can't wait to get the proper amount of people set up to go down there and, well, try and do a proper rescue with the proper folk. So we got to send some people down there that aren't going to raise a bunch of suspicion. Some people that, well, we would send down anyway. This way y'all can blend in. But like I said, there's a timeline. You got a week. If you can't find or collect up the first minister in a week's time, well, you'll be at home because we won't be picking you up.
1 week is a very short amount of time.
Exactly. Now this should be cut and dry though, because we got a location on the crash site. First Minister went into one of the escape pods, which more than can survive a crash. So it's really going to be nothing more than going down there and putting a code in to open up the old escape pod and pulling her out and setting off a beacon. Easy as pie. Sound good?
Wait, she's still in there.
Well, yeah.
Right.
Is that why we only have a week? Because she is a carbon-based life form and she will die if she does not eat?
Well,
She's like a stasis.
no, let me, there's a reason why we need her. We're in some intense negotiations with Sector 3. Intense. If her speech and her proposal doesn't get presented to them within a week's time, it very well could be a sector war breaking out.
I thought there already was a sector war. What have I missed?
Well, there's been a couple of them, but Sector 1, we've been at peace now for some time, Sector 1. Now, those sectors on the outskirts, they fight a lot, but we don't. We're peaceful, loving folk down here.
Understood.
Sound good?
I
I'm
am
just itching to get
still
down
on
there.
board.
Yeah, I'm probably like shaking with
Anticipation?
yeah.
Excellent.
Why do we need her?
Why do you need her? Now, it's
No. That bird in the pod.
well because she was putting together the final draft proposal of the peace proposal for Sector 3, and if we don't get that, well, and not to mention, it's encoded. The only one that can open it, well, unfortunately, is the First Minister.
Can't we just download a code and create a new body? Same way we transport from planet to planet?
Well, you see, therein lies the problem, is that, well, Earth's been cut off for so long that we don't have contact down there. You see that nice blue force field that's out there? Keeps stuff from coming up and out? Well, keeps stuff from going in, too. So,
Right. Well,
most ships
got a week.
that would try and fly through that would just disintegrate. Fortunately, Space Force One's got the right transponder on it. Only a couple of different types of transponder are allowed to get through that.
Show me to the ship.
All right, this is what I like to hear. You on, Corey? This sound like a good deal for you? Get you out there and hobnobbing with all your criminal friends afterwards?
I've already started walking slowly, like back towards the door.
Yeah.
Okay. So what he does then is he takes you out of the room. Those other guards are outside waiting for you. They all snap to attention when the commander comes out. He just starts walking down the hall. The rest of those guys fall in line, leading you. You're led through again, through a couple of twists and turns. They open up into a laboratory. There's a bunch of different types of tables laid out all over the place. There's some big, like, humming computer terminals, things along these lines. And there's several different chairs that are set up. On tables behind these chairs are some machines with cords that are, that are connected to the machines and laying on the tables. Now go ahead and Amrex, why don't you sit down there? Cole, you go ahead and take a seat. So you guys go ahead and sit down. Now there's technicians in here in white lab coats. They come up and they pick up these cords and they place one at each side of your head. Another lab guy in a white lab coat goes over to a computer, takes a big cord, takes it over to Helix and plugs it into one of your ports.
Hey, you need to ask before you do something like that.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that, Helix. We're just going to give you all a little bit of a data dump. And so, as you guys sit down, they do a little blah, 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 typing sort of thing. Essentially, the parameters of your mission are downloaded. What type of combat skills do your two characters have? Well, all three of your characters. What's your blasters at?
Blaster.
I've got a 2D
3.
plus 1.
Mine is 1D. No, wait, that's not right. That should be 2D. Somehow my skills got moved around here. I don't know how that happened. But I do have 2D plus 2.
Okay, so basically what ends up happening here is that each one of your guys' blaster skills, if you don't have it, you'll get one. Okay, but everybody's got one, right? Does Corey's got one?
Yep.
Okay. You're going to get plus 2D to your blaster skills.
Woo!
Whoa, plus 2?
Wow.
Plus 2. If you do not have melee combat skill, you will get the melee combat skill at 3D.
Should I increase it if it's below that?
Yes.
Okay, and then so I've got pips on mine. Am I getting rid of those?
No, you'll keep the pips, and
Okay.
you just get the
So
dice.
I just got a plus 2D to my firearm?
Yep.
Blaster.
And plus 2 to the melee as well?
Yep.
Where's melee? Is that under strength?
It should be agility.
Agility.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't have that. So it comes in at a plus 3?
Mm-hmm.
Or I'm sorry, 3D?
Well,
3D
it's
melee?
2D, but what's your agility?
My agility is 3.
Okay, so it would be because it's the minimum of what your attribute is, correct?
It's the minimum, and then you'd add the 2 on top. So
Okay, so 3.
5.
So you'd have 5.
Damn.
5D. Yeah.
Damn, dude. Super charge.
Okay. So you guys got that, and you've got basic understanding of most munitions and melee combat weaponry and stuff as well. Okay, so you have familiarity with like tons of different variations of these things. Now, okay. After that's done, you guys are all get up. He takes off the shackles off of you two. And then he gives those same guys in the white lab coats. They come over they have the little paper cup with some pills in it and a glass of water. All right, now why don't y'all go ahead and take that? Oh, and by the way, Helix, they're gonna come over and touch you a little bit more. Just stay still.
I would prefer that they didn't.
I'm sure you would, but it needs to be done. It needs to be done.
I would like an explanation, please.
Well, we're putting the bomb in you, son.
Understood.
Okay. And so 2 of those guys in the white lab coats come over, and they're like, bzz, 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 and they're like taking off part of your plating and stuff. And this bomb it's not very big. It's like about the size of an eyeglass case. Okay, and they stick it in there and they wire it up and then they put all the plating back on it and stuff like that. And
I giggle the entire time.
Excellent.
In a robot, however a robot would giggle, it's more like
There you go.
See, yeah.
hey, little whistles. Oh,
Little bastion.
Yeah.
yeah.
So do you guys go ahead and take your the pills that they give you?
God,
Take a drink?
What's all this then?
Well, you see, son, what that there is it's a dissolving radioactive poison. Now it's not gonna. Yeah, it's a poison. Now you see, it's not gonna activate though until after 2 weeks. So more than enough time for you to accomplish your mission.
How about we say no? And don't drink the poison.
Well, then you
Is
just.
there an antidote?
Well, yeah, I'm not gonna just poison y'all. Of course, there's an antidote. We'll give you an antidote. It'll knock it out, and you'll be good to go.
Is that only here, or other places too?
No, I mean if you want to stay down on Earth, Missy, we'll let you stay there. And we'll make sure to get you some of that. I mean, we're not gonna renege on a deal. We'll make sure you get what you need so you don't die. I mean, we all the law enforcement, we all the government around here. We can get stuff down there for you.
Okay, so I'll take it.
I imagine it might easy to just leave us there 2 weeks. Let us just expire.
Yeah, that
How do
would-
we know that you're gonna come down, give us an antidote?
Well, in theory, you're going to be riding back up with the First Minister after you secure her on a transport back to one of the satellites and then back here to Terra 1. So, by all means, I mean, we're not planning on leaving you behind after you accomplish your mission.
Right?
You do want to get out of Sector 1, don't you? You've heard about the pleasure planets over there in Sector 32, haven't you? Now, how you going to be able to travel out there into the galaxy to someplace nice like that if you don't do this? Otherwise, you'd be trapped there down on Earth with a bunch of these arties. And he jerks a thumb towards Helix.
Yeah.
That is bigoted.
Yeah, it's supposed to be.
I say it, boy. And I started playing back Looney Tunes clips at him.
He
Well, I guess it's
he
out
digs
here,
in his
huh?
pocket and he pulls out a little remote control and he points it at you. Go blink, and then your control pole goes. Yeah.
It's always a button, yeah?
Yeah.
Alright. Guess it's out of here then.
Yeah. Not to mention, I mean, it was just blind luck that we got a hold of you, Corey. I mean, your reputation even precedes you down there. Plenty of people heard about you. The mass smuggler, the international drug kingpin of the... What do you call that drug again? Blanca what?
Reina Blanca. Yeah. You're saying that it's out here. It's down there on Earth.
Yeah. Well, one of the things we do when we confiscate a nice big haul of that Reina Blanca stuff is, well, we don't destroy it. We just shoot it down to Earth to help keep them all wired out of their heads so we don't have to worry about them so much.
Yeah. They'll know me. Yeah. Yeah. I'm gonna drink the rest of this poison.
Cool. All right, so you guys do that. Then what they'll do is they take you after that is done. They take you into another room. This room is chock full of weapons. All kinds of weapon, all kinds of armor. You got blasters, you got grenades, you got bodysuits, you got all kinds of different stuff. You're allowed to pick what you want.
I pick up a 9mm, the equivalent of a 9mm, and just like in my forklift hand and go, I don't think I can use this. And I put it back down. I think I have everything I need.
Well, that sounds fine.
I'd grab some, maybe like grenades, a little pistol, and yeah,
Okay.
5 grenades, I think. I don't know why I'd need them, but
Gotcha.
it sounds fun.
Gotcha. Okay, so you guys are able to outfit yourselves.
Or just gets a blaster, shoot her,
Gotcha. Okay.
holds it sideways because that's what they do.
I mimic him by just like rotating my arm sideways.
Excellent. All right. So next thing they do is after you get all suited up, they take you again through the maze of different hallways and what have you until you get to a hangar. Okay. In this hangar, there's all kinds of different types of ships, drop ships, cargo ships. I mean, this Terra 1 space station is huge. It's a really big place. There's small freighter ships actually docked inside the space station. Now, he keeps walking you in. You walk into the hangar. He starts walking past ships. And it's like he's coming close to another ship. You're thinking, oh, is this a ship that's going to take us or whatever? And he walks past that. Now, as you keep walking, there's a really, really big cannon in the hangar. Now, part of the hangar is open and there's space and there's like a field there that keeps, so just like in some movies people have seen, that keeps the space out. Now, this big cannon is sitting there and it's pointing out of the hangar and it's pointing down towards Earth. And you figure out that he's walking right towards this cannon. Okay. So,
Oi, Captain, what's wrong with them? What's this?
well, this is how you're going to get down there. I'm glad you asked. Now it's time to give you a little bit of instruction about.
This is a piece of garbage.
No, this is high tech. You'll see. And like at the back of the cannon, there's like these round balls. Like what is it, like cannonballs?
Right.
But one of them has like little circular windows on it, and there's like a door on it, like a type of door you would see on a submarine. And he goes over and he opens one of them up, and he goes, "Now see what's going to happen here is one, no kind of electronics can go in and out. Nothing with any kind of a fuel core or anything like that can get through the force field. Not to mention, anytime that we've sent ships down there, they tend to get shot at. But we're not really so worried about that. They're armored up. They can take it. So when we send down a craft to pick y'all up, it'll take a little bit of fire, but you all make it out okay. The one thing that we're worried about is them, tracking you. Because they got computers and whatnot down there too. And if they see an actual ship come down there, they're going to track you and try and figure it out. This here is the state-of-the-art, non-technology traveling device in the galaxy.
Oh, Jesus.
See, what's going to happen is you're going to get in this thing. It's going to get loaded up in this big here cannon, and it's going to shoot you down towards the Earth.
Your accent seems more apropos by the minute.
Thank you.
It's fucking balmy.
Now, when it starts getting closer to Earth, what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to there's a lever in there. You're going to chuck on this lever, and it's going to shoot off some of these here, like retro rocket sort of things, and it's going to slow your fall until you land soft as a feather right on the Earth down there. See? Easy.
Easy. I'll start walking towards them.
Okay. I guess that's about it. Now, when you guys got all your gear, you got your ammo and you got your blasters and that sort of thing. He gave each and every one of you 2 handheld. They're like about the size of like a small walkie-talkie sort of thing. Okay. One, he says, now this here is a transponder that's going to allow you to follow the First Minister if she happens to have wandered away from the crash site. Okay? 2, this one over here, well, you dial in and he gives you, there's a code. You say, you put this here code in, and it's going to send a signal back to us letting us know that you done got the first minister, and we can come on down there and pick you all up. Understand?
Yeah.
Excellent. Easy. Easy as pie. All right, why don't you all go ahead and climb up in there. Make sure to strap yourselves in real good. Now, when you go and you climb up into it, it's like just a big ball on the inside, and there's like some chairs. They took one chair out, you can tell, and they've jerry rigged in these like cargo strap kind of things so that they could strap in Helix. Now, next to each one of the seats, there is a lever next on the floor, so you could just like reach down, grab this lever, and you chuck on it, right? You pull it up. Okay. Now, after you guys go in, you sit down. Everybody gets strapped in. There's a couple of the like flight crew go in and they make sure that Helix is in the right spot. Then they move the different straps into position so that he's secured. He goes, so this is how it's got to be. As you start getting down close to Earth, there's going to be an alarm that goes off. When that alarm goes off, all you need to chuck back on that lever at the same time. That'll activate the engines, the boosters, to slow your descent so that you land perfectly. Sound good?
I'll do the closest thing I can do, a thumbs up with forklift hands.
Cool.
Yeah, I'll
Same
shake my
time.
head.
Same time.
What?
Well,
Can't it just be one?
well, if one of you do, it's going to be kind of awkward. I mean, the better you do it, the smoother the landing is all it is. I mean, if none of you chuck back on it, you're still going to land. It's just going to be a little rough. That's all. I mean, you might chip a tooth or something. Oh, that reminds me. And he goes into his coat and he pulls out these, mouth guards, and he hands one to Emrex and he hands one to Corey. When you're going down, you go on, put that in your mouth before you land, just to make sure you don't bite your tongue off.
So first he wants in a little bottle, and now he wants to chew on these.
Oh yeah, I would hate for you to lose part of your tongue.
It's fucking mental. Put
Don't
in my
worry,
mouth.
I've trained myself in medical protocol.
There you go. Helix has got you covered.
But I've never replaced a tongue.
Yeah, I think it's kind of hard. You need some of that regeneration cream.
But I could try.
I'll try not to lose it, yeah?
Okay.
Excellent. All right, y'all. I appreciate what you're doing. Sector 1 appreciates what you're doing. The First Minister appreciates what you're doing. Now, I know y'all are hardened criminals and deviants and what have you, but that doesn't mean you can't salvage a little something. Do a little good. All right.
Make sure
I
you have
have
a
done no
new
crimes.
vibe.
Except for, well, never mind.
Excellent. All right. Well, y'all have a good time. Now, I expect to hear that transponder from you soon. And he leaves out. The door closes. You're in there. It's quiet. It's very echoey. A couple of heartbeats go by, and there's a chong. You could feel, and the ball starts rolling. So you guys are rolling around inside of it as it's rolling up into the cannon.
Let's do some Star Trek stuff. Like,
Yeah.
My feet, like, at first I start coming off the ground and my feet just magnetize boom, back to the floor of this thing so I don't roll around and kill everyone.
Well,
Just
you're strapped in good. You're strapped in good.
in case the
Just in
straps give.
Gotcha. Now you roll around for a little bit, then it stops with a, and then there's a, and then there's a big high whirling whine, like a turbine engine starting to rev up, or like a jet engine as it's just, does that for a little bit, and then there's a, and you're shot out of this cannon. But when you guys get shot out of there, I need some. What is that? It's not. It's an endurance. Is endurance the one that we have now on this? I'm trying to learn. Let's see. It's strength. It's gonna be strength. That's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, is this the first roll of the game?
Yeah.
I think it is. So what this is a roll that is basically just going to be at moderate. For any of those who are watching, we are using the D6 rule, but we're using a very heavily modified D6 rule set.
Shit.
Okay.
Strength, yeah.
Yep. Okay, got a 14.
Woo!
Okay, Grace fails. Oh, no. Corey fails.
I don't know what moderate is at. Hang on.
Moderate is
Moderate is
10.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Okay.
Both fail.
Yep, you both fail.
Oh, it's not -1. It looks like I rolled 5 -1 d6.
Yeah, because 1 is the wild. You have
right.
5 die. 4 are regular. 1 is wild.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So 5. Okay, yeah,
That's a
gotcha.
very weird way to do it.
And
then
actually,
+1d6. Gotcha.
Exploding.
Actually, Corey
Yeah.
fumbled.
Oh gosh, did I? How?
You rolled 2 1s.
No,
I thought that-
he rolled
Oh
two
no, it's
twos.
got to be 2 1s in your
Yeah.
your wild die doesn't count. Okay, never mind. Oh no, I see.
rolled a 2.
What's
Two?
oh +1? Never mind.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
+1 is your pip. My bad. You're good.
Yeah, Pip.
You get your
Pip,
pip.
pip.
My
Sure you-
bad. You're good. Okay. So, Helix is fine. So basically, this is what's going to happen now. Okay, one of you gets to choose to roll a d4, and one of you chooses and rolls a d6. Okay, the d4 is for how many rounds you're basically stunned. The d6 is for how many rounds it's going to take you to hit the planet.
I'll roll 6.
Okay, so you want to roll high with the 6. Oh my gosh!
I thought you want to hit it now, like soon.
No! It's
roll
2
ones.
1s! Okay, so it's at the exact same time. So basically, this is what happens. Okay, so
It's like,
boom, the gun goes. The gun goes off. It shoots the pot out of the gun. You go streaming towards the blue energy field. Okay, with there having no electronics or anything that's active, there's no fuel core or anything on this thing. It goes right through it, no problem, zinging right towards the planet. It's going at terminal velocity down. You guys from the whiplash get all kinds of like almost concussed, and you're kind of like and you're like dazed. You just start to get your senses back when the alarm starts going, you'd all chuck back on the levers.
And as you come to, my arms are up in the air, and I'm going, wee!
Now here's the thing. The difficulty is going to be bumped up one rank because of you guys coming out of it right at the same time. So it's going to be a difficulty of 15. Okay.
Collectively?
No, a piece to chuck back on the lever. At
Is
the
it
same
still
time.
strength?
Strength to get your head about you clear. Well, no. This is agility now. This is agility.
It's agility.
And I'm the
It's
only
agility.
one who's in this, and I have 1 dice in this skill.
Yeah. How does a roll of 16 with 1 dice? Like it has to explode or something?
Basically.
Crazy.
Or don't forget. Now you guys have fate points.
Alright, so we can respend.
Now this is how how we've changed it here. Fate points work this way. You can either you can spend up to 2 before your roll, and for each one you spend, it takes the difficulty down a notch.
Oh,
Or
okay.
2, you can spend 1 after your roll and re-roll the whole thing, but then you have to take your new roll. So that's the ways that you can use them.
I'm
Could
fine
I
with
make
losing.
the argument that this was vehicle operations role instead of agility for me?
I will totally
Since,
accept that. I will
okay.
totally accept that. If anybody else wants to do that, that trade out too, can do so as well.
Rolling agility.
Okay.
Holy
Holy
18
mackerel.
vehicle operations. I'm rolling good so far. These are all high dice.
Okay.
Hmm.
That's a fail for Corey. Is
Yep.
So what else? Oh no,
Uh,
it would help if I read the whole thing. Okay. Oh, there we
oh,
go.
look at that, 17. Okay, so 2 of you make it. Not a problem. And basically what this means is not only is your landing softer than it could have been, so what ends up happening is instead of it being a total nerve-wracking crash, it's just a jarring crash into the wastelands of the wilds. It goes boom. You guys are doing like super Star Wars, shaking all over the place, getting rattled around. You're rolling as this ball starts rolling and going. But one thing it did as well is for each failure you had, it took you a little bit off course when you landed.
Quite.
Everything rolls for a little bit. I need 2 more strength checks. Well, three more strength checks out of you guys to see how the landing affects you. Ooh, look at that, 21.
A 9.
Oh,
Need
you
3
missed,
more?
You missed it by 1. Damn it. Yeah, just everybody give me another strength check. Don't forget your fate points if you ever want to use them. There you go.
And then 1 more.
No, just 1. Just 1 apiece.
Oh, what?
Yeah, so just that.
I'm
amount.
sorry. I thought we were.
Three each.
Sorry. I thought we were doing 3 each. I got
No,
confused.
Yeah,
just
3 each.
no. It's
Sorry,
just
strength.
it's just 1 strength check each, not 3.
Ah,
Okay, so
both you got 9.
So both you got 9s, but there also too. Take a look. She got a 19. I mean,
Yeah,
with the
I'll
exploding
spend
dice, you can get those. So it's just a matter of figuring out how much you want to spend your fate points and to manipulate the rolls. Okay, so all right. Basically, all this means is that you guys both have terrible headaches. You're both kind of woozed. Nothing really bad.
Shot out of a cannon. Of course we do.
Yes, exactly.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. But nobody, the only danger you guys really had is if for some reason you'd gotten a fail, then something bad would have happened. Otherwise, it's just a matter of being, discombobulated. So the pod has come to a rest. There's a beep, 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 beep. And then you hear as the door unlocks. But here's the problem. The door's facing the ground.
I knew it.
And you guys are all like kind of hanging from your seats.
Am I
feeling?
am I hanging above everyone else, or
You guys are so like imagine you're inside a ball. The door's on one side here. So the door's on its side on the ground, and where you guys are, you're on the side of it, like just kind of hanging. You're not going to hurt yourselves if you unleash
As we
the
come
buckles.
to a rolling stop, there's a moment of silence, and I'm just gonna puke.
and as we're hanging there, my voice comes out as Spicoli from Fast Times at Ridgemont High, and I say, "I can fix this. My dad's a TV repairman. He has an ultimate set of tools." And then I start. My hand switches over to some of like my toolkit, and I start like working away on the seatbelt.
Yeah. Now the seatbelts are easy. You guys can unhook them, no problem. You can drop. You're not going to hurt yourselves by dropping, but the door is down. So it's. What are you going to do to try and get out of here?
Push it. No, I mean like the ball. I'm thinking like try to roll the ball a little more.
Now we have like vomit sliding along the bottom of it. Amazing.
I mean, makes it even better, right?
So it's just like being inside like a hamster ball sort of thing. You're in there and you're going to try and like make it move. Excellent.
I mean, unless that's what I would kind of propose.
Yes.
If anyone else says something else.
Hey, let's just rest here for a minute. Yeah. And if they start, I'm not going to get on my seat. So if they start rolling it, I'm just going to like be going around, have the wave of vomit like wash over me.
Now, the difficulty for this is going to be a rank 5, which is difficult, which is 20
Cheapers.
to make the ball move. Now, here's the thing: you can do a combined action.
Okay.
So what a combined action is that others can help someone else perform a role. Those who are helping or designated as helpers just need to roll and make a moderate, which is 10. Then whoever is doing the official role, for each success the helpers give him, it decreases the difficulty by 1.
I understand completely.
To a maximum of 2. You can only get 2 decreases doing it this way, though.
Oh, okay.
All right.
So there's only 2 of you, so there you go. So obviously you want Helix to do the role. He's the one with the best strength. Now
I don't know. I think we should discuss this for a while.
There you go.
And I'll start trying.
Yeah, I mean, I'd help even if Corey's not helping.
And I'll start like, well, my hands will switch over to the
I'll move
scissors
my
and I'll
arms
start
and legs like
cutting
it's like
him out of his
you're
seatbelt.
swinging, you know? Use my arms and legs momentum.
Just using your momentum. Yeah. And I'll leave you in your seat and I'll start pushing.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm trying to help.
Okay, so
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
you guys go ahead and make
That'll
yours
be 'em.
first.
yeah, so what you guys have to do is those who are going to help make their rolls first.
Is my arm and leg swinging helpful?
Not really.
Not really.
So it's
What if I
just
spend a fate point to help? To attempt to help.
by swinging your arms, just get it rocking the motion, rocking.
Yeah.
Sure, I'll allow that. Why not?
Yeah, I'll spend a fate point for that because it's
Okay.
fun. Anyway, a strength.
Yep, it's a strength check.
10?
Yep.
Beat 10. Let's
You
go.
just got to beat a 10. There you go. You did it. You did it.
Hey,
Okay,
both
so
of us
both of you
did.
did it. So you just lowered the difficulty. So the difficulty went from rank 5 difficult,
Ugh.
hard.
Ugh.
It is now down to moderate. Okay, so
Which
it's just a
is-
10.
Just a 10.
That's
Okay.
all you got to beat. There you go, 26.
could've-
You knocked it out of the
Wait,
park.
go.
Jeez.
Okay, so you go ching, 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 and then it just rolls.
And the vomit comes with it.
Yeah, and then and the door goes. Okay. All right. So the door can be open now.
Oh, wait, how long do we keep going? Do we do like one rotation, just keep this ball rolling, or do we
That's up
actually
to
stop?
you. That's up to you
Like,
guys.
I would say we want to just get the door open because if we
Well,
roll
that's
too far.
What we would do. What does Helix do? Does he just keep rolling with his quadruped
Oh.
legs?
Did you say that like, hey, could we keep rolling in this thing?
I didn't say that. I wouldn't
Oh,
say.
okay. I was just saying,
no
'cause
way would I
if
say
someone
that.
proposed it, I would say that could be a more.
But Jonathan would think it's hilarious.
I will get it all the way upright, and then just sort of like I will stop. But like the moment someone suggests it, he would absolutely try it.
I would. Corey wouldn't suggest it at all.
Then I will start opening the door and instead of opening it using the knob, I'm going to start unriveting the door with.
You could totally do that. You could totally do that. Okay.
Do I need to
We're
use
in here for an
do
hour.
I need to do a vehicle repair roll to fucking remove the door?
Yeah, just go ahead and just do a vehicle repair roll. There it is. It comes off. No problem.
Okay.
Boom. It
And I'll-
falls.
Push it out, yeah.
Okay. So, you guys, the door falls off. When the door falls off, hot, dusty air blows in. And you can see out in front of you, there's it's like has anybody seen pictures of the Great Dust Bowl during the Depression?
Yep.
Okay, and it's like there's just there's that the sky is a dusty brown color. There's vegetation that you could see at one point is kind of dead, and it's got that whole like dusty brown color to everything. You look around, you don't see any type of like crashed spaceship or or anything like that. But in the distance, you do see under this rock outcropping. Let me give you guys show you there. You see these houses. And you see there are people. Now, it doesn't show this in the picture, but there's people at all the doors and in all the windows, and they're all just out there. They're looking at this ball that crashed out there. So what are you guys going to do?
As we're all like Scooby-Doo looking out of our little crash ball, it's a regular bag of ferrets, not in it.
Pardon me.
It's crazy, mate. Crazy.
I know that word. And then I'll start getting out of the ship.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
Now, as you guys start getting out, and you see now these houses that are underneath this rock outcropping are like a good probably, let's see how many meters. I'm trying to teach myself to do meters, so it's like a good 200 meters away from you. Okay,
Sure.
so relatively close, but
Well,
I mean, we're not going to find the prime minister or whomever in a house, so I would be uninterested. No, that's not true. Shoot, I would want to go over there. I'm sorry, I got to switch characters.
I forgot to ask you. You guys are made of flesh. Do you need any help? Can I fix you in any way?
well, we can get a ride and sure, save us the legwork.
I was not offering that, and I'll keep walking.
I'll start climbing them. I'll just start climbing.
And I start rotating as you're as you're climbing up.
Hey, hold on. Just stay still a sec.
And now I'm like bouncing, walking far more
Is this a contested skill check?
are you trying to shake him off there, Helix?
Yes, but with my agilities.
Can I use my mechanical skill of repulsor lift operation as a baggage?
Yes, you can, sir.
Let's go.
Well, I want to help Felix get him off him. I think that's incredibly disrespectful.
Not to mention,
I need to see how this agility works.
The robot. It's a robot.
So I'm just slowly rotating.
yeah, that's your idea of I will shake you off.
And it's just like a luggage cart, how you just find that perfect spot in the middle that doesn't change no matter how much it rotates.
Yeah. I would think that Emery would be kind of jealous.
No, he's climbing on top of him. No.
Yeah. You don't want to ride?
Boy, come on, Em.
No, I do not want to ride.
The flags. Hop on, right here.
No. Fuck off. I don't want. No, that's not okay.
Wait,
You can't just ride
hurting
him.
Felix, am I hurting you?
I cannot feel pain.
We're not hurting anything.
If I were to get on your back, would you like that?
I'm not a robot, lass.
Ah, shit, he's so much more than that.
Look at this. I'm going to knock on his metal. It's made of metal.
That
Not
is
flesh and
true.
bone.
It's actually a carbon weave.
Carbon wave.
Just kidding. That's what your flesh is. I know.
I don't get
You're
Fine.
made of carbon.
What are you
I find it very funny.
I would just go. I'd kind of walk off. I can't find the words right now.
Well,
I'd
you
probably
will
stutter
find
a bit and walk off toward the buildings. Hi.
What you will find out riding on Helix is that he moves very slow.
Yeah, he's not a fast moving dude.
It's not necessarily also pronouns wise. He, she, they. He's there's no particular gender. It's pretty fluid in terms of what it's a robot.
All right.
Essentially, the gender of whatever a forklift would be.
There you go.
Sure.
Okay, so you guys start walking towards those houses then?
Yeah.
Okay, as you guys are walking towards those houses, a bunch of the people that were standing out and were watching, they melt back into the houses, right? And as they melt into the houses, you see a couple of guys come out. And they start walking out towards you. And there's like these fences that cut off and like section out the area. You can tell that they've got some sort of like farming going on, but they're like plastic domes and that where the whatever they're farming is under. They go on the opposite side, which is essentially they're going to meet you about halfway is what it is. And at one of these fences, one of the guys, he's wearing like hodgepodge of different types of, looks like hand-sewn leather type clothing. He's a big bruiser kind of looking guy, but a little bit portly. Looks slightly maybe stupid. And there's another feller with him. He looks like this. Give you a... Oh, that's kind of bad. Oh, there it goes. It gets a little bit. He's got like this banjo thing with him, and while he's pulling out a gun right there, he's not really pulling out, but he's got a blaster and a holster on his chest, and he just kind of like leans up against the fence. He's like, bing, 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 bing. He's tuning it, and he's just kind of like strumming it as you guys come walking. Here, let me give his head's cut off for everybody. You know what? I didn't transition it. Hold on a second. There you go, guys. I haven't been showing you guys those pictures. That's fairly rude of me. But just know this is the first picture that I've brought up, so you haven't missed anything yet to this point. So this is the dude that's sitting at the next to the fence. And he's just watching you guys move your way on up. Bing, 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 bing. Lights his pipe. Smoking it.
Morning, sir.
Howdy. How you doing? Look at that. Y'all done fell out the sky. Ooh, doggy. So, you just make it in?
Obviously.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, that's all right. That's all right. Normally we bing 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 bing.
Ding 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 ding.
Normally when they drop you all off, it's in a different kind of capsule. Nothing like this. And well, I hate to say it's like people don't come down here armed. Bing 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 bing.
Yeah. Ain't no business down there. Looking for someone. Seen a important lady of some sort.
Huh. What, who are y'all?
I am H3L-16.
I'm Rex.
Hi, I'm Rex. and what about you, fella?
Oh, I'm Corey L. Coin. They call me the Wraith of New Lights. Might have heard of me.
Yeah, I've heard of you. You're that drug runner, ain't you? You don't want to be moving around all that stuff for the space cartels.
Oh,
yeah. But I heard you were dead.
Is that what they say?
Well, yeah, they say that the cartel, well, one of the cartels, they're a little bit mad at you for helping out the other cartel. I didn't get all the particulars, but last I had heard you were vaporized. Huh. Corey, right here on this here planet. Bing, bing, bing. Hey, you mind if I get a picture with you?
No.
And he pulls out the equivalent of a phone, and he comes over like to get a selfie. Come on now, give me a little selfie. Click. Oh, man, the fellas down at the watering hole ain't gonna believe that. Look at that. Whew.
So,
look,
rewind that
look
a little bit.
That's good. You know what, Buck? Hold on. Take another picture.
Sir,
and he gives it to the guy with the big blaster, and he comes over and he gets ready. All right, give him a good side. Click. All right, cool.
You said someone's looking for me.
Yeah.
Who?
Well, the Vega cartel. You know, the competitors. What was the name of that other cartel you was working for? The ones you was running all them drugs for?
Oh, yeah, you know, I know them, but best keep that close to the chest, man. Vega, yeah.
You know what they say? It's like if you want anything moved anywhere, you're the man. They also say that you can't be caught, but obviously that's not true. Look at you, you're caught right here. You're down here. They also said you escaped, so there's that too.
Yeah, nothing, no walls can hold me.
Yeah,
you know. Yeah.
Is that how you got down here in that thing? You escaped?
Yeah, this is my compatriots. Yeah. So we're on a special mission, and we all best get going. Yeah. So
special mission. But you working for the man now, Corey?
Ends to the means now.
Bing, 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 bing.
Ends to the means.
I reckon it is. Bing, 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 bing. You're probably looking for that spaceship that done crashed over there. Bing, 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 bing.
Oh,
you seem to be having trouble tuning that banjo. Maybe I could help you. A banjo is tuned to an open G chord in its open position.
No thanks. Bing, 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 bing. Bing, bing, bing,
I'm capable of tuning that if you would like.
Oh no, it's all good. Thank you, sir.
Yo, Elix, listen. I have some information for us.
I don't think he actually plays the banjo. I think he just holds it and tunes it all day.
Oh, well, since you asked. Ding 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 ding.
That's great. That's
he
great.
He starts playing off this melody, and then Buck, the big guy with the big blaster behind him, he starts at first. He's just like, and then he it starts getting to him, and he puts the gun up on his shoulder, and he starts dancing around, hopping and whatnot.
And I start playing my my machinery like a washboard.
All right, cool. You guys play a little bit of a song, and then draw it to a rousing close, and woo! Boy, you can't play that. Whatever you were doing, that was pretty good.
Boy, you got a purty mouth.
What?
And it's the exact clip from the movie.
Yeah.
Elix, shot it.
So, is your
listen,
man? Is your?
We're trying to find this crash. Yeah.
Oh,
you
yeah.
said it was just that ways.
Just you want to go that way. That way.
And just how far?
Not too far. Maybe a couple miles.
Well, thank you kindly.
Sure.
We're gonna just nip on to the what's this old village called? Yeah.
Oh, we ain't got no name for it.
Just some village.
Some village sounds about right.
If we were,
you know what you could say? We're the rock. We're the under the rock village. That's what we is.
Oh, I see it. It's
it helps
when
the sandstorms kick up real bad. Like just staying underneath this thing here it really does help.
I imagine there's a lack of politeness in those sandstorms. Yeah, quite rude.
Well, they don't talk or nothing.
If we were to head over, is there a place we can grab us a snack, maybe?
Oh, unless you like desert rat. They're all around here. You see what they're good eating too if you cook them up right. You just got to be careful that when you're skinning them up that you don't nick the belly. Ooh, nasty stuff. You do that, it gets funk all over the place. It just ruins the meat.
Well, I'd skip on that. But nice meeting you, and thank you for the song. Helix, let's go.
Engineer, we are moving.
Because the whole time I was just kind of like starstruck at everything. I just kind of frozen in place, and so I guess I'll start walking backward with them.
And as we walk away, I start making squealing noises like the pig from
Deliverance.
Deliverance.
Squeal! All right. Okay, cool.
I think I'm safe. I don't think they've ever seen that movie. It's been a few thousand years.
So basically, you guys start heading off, walking. There's a good constant breeze that's blowing, and it's kicking up a nice bit of dust that goes and rolls across the land. Where you're at right now is fairly rocky. Okay, it's not in as big as chunks as the one where the houses were built under, but there's quite a few that are normally around the size of like maybe a bus or a car, and then tons of smaller ones. Now that kinds to thin out a little bit, and it leads down into a lower plane. And you can see out in the center of this plane a big old, like, tore up trough where this ship came down, wrecked, and then skidded to a halt. And you can see pieces of the spaceship littered about this plane. On the far side of this plane, which is, almost just out of sight, where the curvature of the Earth itself will take it out of your visual ability to see it, through the heat shimmers that are coming up off of this desert-like wasteland, you see a ever so thin strip of what appears to be like reflectors. It's kind of funky, but it's what you see. So you guys start heading down towards the wreck.
Yeah.
Okay. So it takes you just I don't know. It's not that far. It doesn't take that long to walk, like 2 miles. So basically about 20 minutes you guys get down there. And there's all kinds of pieces. Looks like it's been burned up. It obviously caught fire at one point, but that's all out now. And it's just this hulk of this, what used to be, the spaceship.
No, we have a something supposed to be able to tell us where the minister is, right?
Correct. You have a tracker.
Does that tracker show her in the area anywhere?
Okay, so you guys take it and you turn it on. Okay.
Yep.
When you turn them on, she's not at the crash site.
Of course she's not.
And it looks like she's about roughly 25 miles that way. And as you use it to get your bearings, and you go and you start looking towards the direction of it's over to your left is those like little roll of reflectors, and when you're looking that other way, you can see again very faintly in the distance an orange glow.
Just straight out into the desert?
It appears, yes. But like I say, there's so much like dust that's in the air, and then the shimmering of the heat coming up off of this hard baked wasteland floor. It's not quite a desert, but it might as well be, and it's pretty warm. So it's obviously like maybe 100, 105 degrees out.
Did they give you guys any sort of food?
Yes, actually, do you guys
did they give me any sort of like power cells or anything?
There's packs inside the your little thing that you were jettisoned in your little pod. There were some packs that were bolted to the sides. There's no power cells though.
Okay.
So
do we know what your battery life is? I suppose.
Pretty long, right?
Yeah. Your battery life will last for years.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Because I know I've been surviving off of what was on that ship for the better part of 100 years. So
yeah, the reason that you try to keep yourself charged up is because it's sort of like if your battery level starts to go lower, it ruins the integrity of the battery. So when you do recharge it, it only recharges so much.
Right.
But if you keep it as full charged as much as possible all the time, then it's not that big a deal. Although I don't know, can you recharge through solar? Probably
but
not.
Not yet, but I'm sure we could figure that out once
Yeah.
he's.
I was gonna say,
he's found a new place to live.
yeah, I was gonna say probably not because of the simple fact that
Wouldn't have needed to.
yeah, you were on a spaceship.
Yeah, nothing on that
Yeah,
ship would have needed to, so I wouldn't have had those parts.
So, do you guys at least dig around through the remains of the spaceship?
Yeah.
Okay, you dig around through the remains of the spaceship. You do find body parts. A couple here and there, like a finger. There's a toe that looks like part of an arm. You know.
Whoa.
You do find this orange, extremely like high density metal sphere that has a hatch door that is open on it, and in there is an empty seat.
Oh.
So this is obviously the escape pod that the First Minister was in. Why don't you all roll perceptions for me?
This perception roll.
And then
Perception? Hey, that's there, yeah.
Yep, perception. That one I remembered.
I've got my head up my ass, but I do have because I'm looking for other things. I'm looking for any kind of tools and or any kind of parts that I can tinker with, anything like that.
Sure. Basically, we'll go off of your perception too, and then the better you do, the more likely you are to find something.
Yeah, I rolled a 4. So.
Okay, so you don't really. It's all a bunch of broken stuff. Now, Corey, you definitely pick out footprints, and there's more than one set. Now, from the looks of the remains of the of the spaceship, you're pretty sure not. The only person who survived the crash was whoever was in this orange pod. Now, you follow these footprints away from the wreck a little bit, and you notice that there's 4 sets of footprints, and then you're able to see. You can't really tell the coming and going, but there's definitely multiple of them. And then you see what looks like they're not really tire tracks, but it's the anti-gravity field dispersion on the ground where it dispersed the dirt and all that different stuff, and it kind of
I know exactly
pushes
what
it
that
down
is.
a little bit. Yeah. Okay. All right. And with that, we're gonna bring this first episode
Oh gosh.
to an end. We're not going to go as long as we normally do with the Tales of a Savage Lands, and not to mention this was just basically a first setup episode. So hopefully everybody enjoyed it. We're playing this one a little bit looser than we play Tales of a Savage Land. I hope you're enjoying a little bit more tongue in cheek this of the episode. So, but with that having been said, let's go ahead and have our wonderful cast say goodnight and goodbye. Grace, we'll start with you.
I'm Grace. I played Emrex tonight. She's just kind of getting her bearings. She is definitely very excited to be here. So it'll be fun going forward. You can find me. Oh no. Well, yeah, you can find me on social media at for fuck's sake, Grace, FFS Grace. But yeah, that's about it right now because the vampires are on a little bit of a break. So
Yeah, I think he was saying February at the earliest it would be back.
yeah.
Okay, excellent. All right, Jonathan.
Hello. My name's Jonathan. I play Corey. And yeah, just hanging out. Find us here. Find me here Wednesdays and stuff.
There it is.
Ciao.
Dylan.
All right, hey guys, I played Helix or HCL 1/6 tonight. I'm really enjoying playing something a little bit goofier than my usual Phoenix. I know I usually still have my tongue firmly planted in my cheek throughout most of my sessions, but I'm having a lot of fun playing something kind of goofy.
Yeah,
So
I figured we do a lot of heavier stuff in Savage, so might as well make this a little bit more just.
We can have fun. The
Just
music's amazing. I'm
Oh,
loving it.
yeah,
You like
yeah,
you like the
definitely.
music? Okay, cool. I've got more.
It's fun.
I've
Yeah.
got more. Excellent.
It's just nice to have a palate cleanse, you know. It's like you get so
Yeah.
used to like the fantasy that
Mhm.
you're like it almost becomes like too easy.
Yeah.
And then you get something like
Right.
this and you're like, whoa, I'm like challenged in my role play here. I have to figure out how to not be in fantasy mode. It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. Now, here's the thing that I need to ask. So next Wednesday, is Christmas Day. I don't think we're going to play on Christmas Day, right?
No.
Okay.
I don't think
And
so.
then the Wednesday after that, that's New Year's Day.
I mean, I have no issues on New Year's, so.
Man, that's up to
Yeah.
you guys.
At the very least, if we don't want to do it on New Year's Day, maybe we could find a day that we could all sit down and we could put an episode together to maybe just run on.
I think our
if we're all
viewers
that-
want to
if
be
we're all
abreast.
that fun.
They
Yeah.
should join our Discord for the
Yeah.
latest announcements.
There you go. Just go down below. Right here on Twitch, you will find a link to the Wicked Studios Discord channel. So,
Yes, and I
Um,
will post it in the chat as usual.
if we are going to be playing on New Year's Day, I will go ahead and place a comment on the Discord. Or if you're following us, if you're not, please follow us, and you can get a notification that we will be going live as well when we go live on New Year's Day if we won't. But we for sure will not be playing next Wednesday. I'm sorry to start off and then tease you with this and then not play again the next week. But we wanted to get the ball rolling at least to start off with. So there is that. I want to say thank you to everybody who stopped in and were watching this completely different, little bit slightly goofy game. So hope you're enjoying it. We appreciate you coming as always. So have a good evening and peace out. And I should probably get the end ready. Everybody say something nice, cute, and funny while I get the end ready.
I don't think
Goodbye.
I've done any of those. Ah.
Yeah.
All right,
don't remember
well,
anything
I
cute,
tried.
but, good night, everyone.
Bye.